time in coming to this big day, but it's something that we know the Lord will bless you in, because you've come in His presence and seeking His way, and you're on the right track. And on that track, your life will be blessed. In that gospel reading we just heard, 3 different times it talked about abiding in love. Try to understand what that really means, to abide in love. It really means to live in it, to dwell in it, to be in an abode, in a home, to live there and to stay in it. Buying a house, a lot of fun, right? Oh yeah. Yeah. It takes work. It takes commitment. A lot of preparation, all the paperwork. You sign your life away about 25 times when you're signing those closing documents, and all the financing and preparation. And then once you have it, great day to celebrate. And then the work begins. You got to fix up, clean up, maintain. And does the maintenance ever end? Never. Never will. There'll always be something that breaks, needs fixing, something improving, something changing, fixing the drainage system so it goes under the proper way, or whatever it may be. It takes a lot of work to maintain a home, to live in a house. Same is true in marriage, in love. To abide in love, it's not just a simple thing that, hey, let's just do it, it's easy. It takes work. If you put that much effort into buying and maintaining a house, why not hold more to your marriage? Because it is so much more important. Houses will come and go. Even if you never have a house, if you live in your car, your marriage is so much more important. And so, as you work at it, the way you work at your house, it will work out well. And it's a lot more fun, too. It's a lot more fun than taking care of that house that just continues to give you headaches. Your marriage brings so much fulfillment and joy. That's what we learn from Jesus Christ, and that's what the passages talk about today. Living in His love. A kind of love that's willing to make that decision to give everything for one another. To make that choice to sacrifice your own selfish ways. It's not easy to do. To sacrifice things that you've been accustomed to. Sacrifice maybe a bit of the times you used to have with the hockey buddies. Yeah, I know, that's tough. Sacrifice a little bit of time just to hang out with the girls and not care what Mark thinks. Sacrifice your own selfish wants and desires at times. Because no longer is it you alone. It's the two of you together. It takes sacrifice, and it takes commitment. As Jesus says that we are to leave mother and father and hold fast to our spouse. Hold tightly. That's a kind of commitment, like when you glue a couple pieces of wood together with glue that cannot be separated. That's how your marriage is to be stuck together tightly, that nothing can break it apart. That's the commitment. It also requires caring for the physical being of one another, and the two shall become one flesh, it says. So you watch out for the physical interests of the other person, and you focus on each other as your greatest delight. There's a lot of temptations out there in the world. A lot of images that are thrown in front of your face. A lot of beautiful bodies walking by on the street every day. But none of them will draw your attention and keep your focus on each other as your delight and your desire. And as you fill each other's cups with love in a powerful way. That's what Christ intends for us. How can we do that? Well, we turn to Him first and learn from Him who did it for us. He sacrificed everything, left His place in heaven to come be with us, chose to die for us, go through that misery of the cross, and rose in the flesh, in the body for us, so we can rise in the flesh to be with Him forever in the body. That's awesome love. And that's what He empowers you to show each other. Are you going to mess up? Yeah. It's inevitable. And it's not just because you're Mark. It's because we all mess up. Right, guys? You know Mark, yeah. But it's not just because it's Mark, all right? So don't pick on him too much, all right? And Kelly, you're not perfect either. Close, but not quite there. We all mess up. And that's why one of the greatest things Jesus teaches is forgiveness. His love, first and foremost, is a love of Forgiveness. That's why he came to this earth. That's why he chose to love us the way he did, to forgive us for our failures. We're born as failures, and he knows that. But he forgives us freely. As we call to him and say, forgive me. I don't deserve it. Please forgive me. He says, already done. Paid for on the cross. You're free. And now you can give that same gift to each other. When you let each other down, it's not a reason to say, maybe I made a mistake, maybe I need to get out of this thing. You never. You didn't make a mistake. And this is something good. And it will last until death do you part, as you remember that forgiveness gives you a fresh start again. As Christ gives you that fresh start, you can give it to each other. So when you mess up, instead of running away or trying to hide it, go to each other. Please forgive me. And then be quick to forgive. And then to work on overcoming those temptations that will arise, and to move on in Jesus' love and forgiveness. And then as you celebrate that forgiveness, and you enjoy it in your home, you'll have something you can pass on to others. Because it's not about holding grudges or making people pay for what they do to us. That's in God's hands. We have the privilege of freely forgiving as Jesus forgives. So that when others let us down and they hurt us, we can say, I forgive them, and I'm not going to let it take away my joy, especially in our home, in our marriage. So you can pass on that forgiveness of Christ and say, we forgive those who hurt us. In Jesus' name. And that frees us to enjoy our life without others robbing us of that joy. They can't take it from you. No one can take away the joy of your marriage. No one. Not the devil, not evil people in this world, not a world that's going to pieces, not the next elected president, all right? Whatever it may be, all these things we worry about in life, they can't take away your joy. You have a joy that's given to you by God, guaranteed by Jesus, and your joy will be full as you focus on him. It takes work, it takes exercise. Just like playing hockey takes work and exercise, right? You're not going to go out on the rink if you haven't been staying in shape. If you get flabby and out of shape, you're going to get beat up. These guys will take care of that for you. You have to work at it. Stay in shape, exercise those muscles. Same thing with marriage. You take the time to work at it. It'll keep you strong. You'll be ready to go to the field of battle against the devil and any other temptation and say, no, we're beyond that. We're above it. And we know that our love is strong enough to weather any storm. We've got that strength that we've worked on, and it's there. God will guarantee it. It may not make sense. People say, how can you love somebody like that? That sounds like a lot of work. That doesn't sound like fun. It's more than fun. There will be a lot of fun along the way. That will flow out of the joy that's in your hearts. But the joy you have is deeper than just a surface happiness. It's a joy that comes from the Lord by his promise. It's that peace even through the storm. It's that calm that I know this person that I've married will not fail me, will never betray me. It's the joy of knowing that you will see each other for eternity. Because your love is founded in the endless love of Jesus. That kind of promise you can't lose. You don't have anything to fear. People may say, oh, you're going to make it through those tough things ahead. You sure you made the right decision? You can say with confidence, absolutely, nothing will tear us apart. Oh, come on, how can you say that? Look at all the divorces in the world. No, because we have Christ. And his promise is sure. Continue to hear his word flow from you. Continue to remember you are baptized children of God. Continue to come together in the Lord's presence like you're doing right now. And coming up to his table, we see before you here, to kneel together and receive his body and blood. At that 8 o'clock service on Sunday morning, you need to come together and kneel at the Lord's table. Come and do that often. Receive his gifts, and they will strengthen you with a power that nothing in this world can take away. And you'll be filled with the joy that it will give you purpose in life. It'll be purposeful to enjoy time with friends, family, loved ones, to go and do things like you used to do with the guys and still hang out. You can still do those things. Have fun. Enjoy those things. But as you're doing those things, the love you receive from Jesus will flow through you to each other and through you to the world around you. And he will now use the two of you in a powerful way because together each accomplishes more. That's what a team is about. You're a team now. Your team is stronger than any team you've ever played on before, because your team is bound by